This is the Parley, a place where guests are required to put their money where their mouth is, where we double down on the discourse and conversation. That's the only currency accepted. Proudly presented by the Nefarious Media Network.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 3 of The Parley, presented by the Nefarious Media Network. Like that lady said off the top, this is the show where conversation is key. We double down on the discourse, and at the end of the day, we're going to feed some ducks on the pond. But before we get to that, of course, I am the Godfather Nate Milton, one of the crew here at Nefarious Media. And I'm so excited to be able to join y'all live this evening as we close out the month of March. But let me bring in, I was going to say my tag team partner, but I was watching Raw earlier tonight. And, you know, sometimes tag team partners ain't always on the same page. Sometimes they can't quite coexist. So we're more than tag team partners. We a family here in Nefarious. So let's bring in Cousin Ray. Two-way Ray, the super producer. Some call him the Caitlin Clark of production, a.k.a. Caitlin Dark. Ray Williams, come on out, brother.
Hey, now.
What's good, again? Ray Williams?
Hey, man. Everything is everything, brother. I'm just... Now that's not saying. See, now I done stole it from that episode. Now I can't stop saying it.
You can't stop saying it, brother.
Yeah. That means it's something behind it. But, yeah, I've been all right, man. Just trying to just get off a weekend and just trying to enjoy myself and just stay stress-free. That's all.
Okay. Saying your prayers, doing your training, eating your vitamins.
Yep.
Drinking your milk.
Oh, there we go. Here we go.
So we ain't even 5 minutes into the episode, and here we go. Yes, it's going to be that kind of episode, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be me and Ray, and we may have some of the other Nefarious crew joining us here momentarily. But there's so much to talk about, Ray. And I figured, this isn't SPF. This isn't Kings of Sport. This isn't Ring Theory. This isn't even the Avengers Initiative, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we can kind of pick from each of those categories to talk about on this episode of the Parley. We're in March Madness. The Final Four teams are ready to dance. Ray Williams. I'm not going to say we because I didn't partake in this, but a lot of people last week stared at chairs for 5.5 hours. Ray Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get into that. Definitely would like to talk about some reality TV, Ray, because I am hooked. I was out of the game for a minute, but there's a new game show out here on these streets that has gotten me back into reality TV. And then, like I said, of course, we're gonna play a little game, feed some ducks on the pond. So out of all of those options, Ray, I think where I want to start is people watching chairs. I have never seen, Ray, people so invested in watching chairs as I did last week when Marvel Studios finally announced the cast for Avengers Doomsday. It was a 5.5-hour stream with just chairs and a camera panning through all these chairs, Ray. And even like the little pan motion I did, that is way too fast for the video. Because really it was like this. Like it came up, and so you see Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, our Captain America, Florence Pugh, whatever, all the crew. And the camera's just like, bam. And it moved like, again, I still may be moving a little too fast, Ray. It was like that for 5 hours. And it wasn't no talking, wasn't any special effects, wasn't any CGI. It was just soundtrack music. The whole time, and chairs with the names of the people that have been announced for this cast. And then finally, Ray, after 5.5 hours, we get to the final chair. And there's a person sitting in this chair. And that person is Robert Downey Jr., RDJ, back in the building as Dr. Doom. He stands up, looks at the camera, doesn't say anything. He's just like, be quiet. He's like Pops from the Wayans brothers. Don't tell nobody. and just kind of like gestures back to all of the chairs, and that's it. And Ray, live, I think, because I checked in a couple times during my work day, there were at least 150,000 people watching every time I checked in. And then when I got home, like Brittany had sent me a message about it, I went and checked it out, like the whole thing, like at triple speed, just seeing how the whole thing kind of played out in real time. And there were 2 million people that had watched that thing just in the 2 or 3 hours it took me to finish my workday and get home. And so, like, yeah, it was a big announcement. A lot of names that we expected. There are a few names that we didn't expect. And then there were some names that may have been conspicuous by their absence, Ray Williams. So what did you think of the big cast reveal for Avengers Doomsday, brother?
Well, I didn't get a chance to see it live. I was just scrolling through Instagram, and then one of the accounts that I follow is Black Nerd Comedy. Andrew Meadows does great work. But he has like shorts just of different nerdy things and stuff like that. And so he had like a little short. It had like the video playing, and then like him kind of like putting on different shades, and then the caption was like me waiting for 5.5 hours to see if my name is on one of the chairs. And so that's how I kind of found out. But I think anything to draw some excitement, and I think that's how you know that a lot of people, especially with the kind of like the last few Avengers films or MCU films, people have kind of been like looking for that one big thing. And I think you may have talked about this before, but ever since Endgame, there hasn't been that one big thing to pull people in. Right. And then there's been like some decent movies here and there, some hits and quite a few misses. And so I think people are like clamoring, especially with there hasn't been like a formal Avengers movie since Endgame. So I think people have just been clamoring for just any little bit and pieces, especially like they're doing this and they still have, like you mentioned, the Thunderbolts to come out.
Yep.
And
Fantastic Four.
Yep. The first steps to come out. So, but I think this is a good way to draw attention. Whoever the brave souls who don't have jobs who was watching this for the whole 5 hours, I salute you, I guess.
That's what makes it so bad, Ray. I think people were watching this at their jobs.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. Here's the thing. I'm always pro worker, Ray. I'm never pro management. But in this case, if I'm the boss, I'm like, man, if you don't get off that damn phone and do your job, man, like just checking for names. And again, it wasn't like it was like that. It was probably like for each section of names, like they had about 3 or 4 names on the screen at one time. It was about 30, 40 minutes per section. Like, and I'm not exaggerating. That's how long they would stay on the shot, play the damn music, and then 30 minutes later, they move on to the next grouping. And so, yeah, like I think, Ray, you bring up kind of the track record of Marvel lately. And I would say, yeah, Marvel's been uneven. I think they've had a couple hits, a couple misses, but then everything else just kind of been in the middle. Like I think on the high end, we had Deadpool and Wolverine. We had No Way Home. I'd count Wakanda Forever, even though I know that's kind of a love it or hate it movie for a lot of people. And then on the bottom end, we had Ant-Man Quantumania. We had throwing Love and Thunder on these streets. And then from a financial aspect, I don't think it was a bad movie, but financially, like the Marvels didn't do well. So like you've got this weird dichotomy with Marvel right now. But I do think we're on the track back. Like, we were talking on the Avengers initiative the other day, right? Like not only did Agatha hit, not only did Deadpool and Wolverine hit, Like Brave New World was solid. Like, regardless of what these people are trying to say about this man Sam Wilson out here, Brave New World was solid. Daredevil's out here killing it, Ray. I don't know if you've seen this man Daredevil, this man Matt Murdock. We hadn't seen you. Salute him. That was a cheap joke, but salute to my brother Matt Murdock on these streets. But like Daredevil is killing it right now. I think there is a bit of positive momentum for Marvel now that we haven't seen in a while, and the fact that now there is something concrete. Even though we knew Doomsday and Secret Wars were coming, now that we've got a cast announcement, it's like, okay, we've got the road ahead of us now.
Yeah, and like I think like a few of those names like took me way off guard, and it's just like it'll be interesting to see where they go with that, and I'm sure you can guess which names kind of stood out.
Come
like
on, Ray. She fine in a mug. Halle Berry getting the MCU check in 2025. God is good all the time, Ray.
All the time, God is good.
Amen.
They
bringing Patrick Stewart back out on these streets.
Yeah,
as Professor X. Ian
Mm-hmm.
McKellen is coming back as Magneto. But then the one I didn't think, I knew Kelsey Grammer was going to be up in here probably because we saw him at the end of the Marvel, spoiler alert, as Beast. But they bring it back Nightcrawler on these streets, Ray.
Oh, yeah.
They bring it back Nightcrawler, and they bring it back Channing Tatum's Gambit.
Yes.
It's like they've gone, at least with the names that they announced, they're going really X-Men heavy. It looks like the question is, will these characters have substantial roles, or is it just going to be like glorified cameos kind of? Like either way, it'll be cool. But I would hope that they'd stick around for more than like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, and it kind of hits me just so like, how long is this movie going to be? If just showing the actors was 5.5 hours.
Yeah, the credits is going to be insane.
I know.
20 minutes of credits, Marvel?
I know. And so I just feel, yeah, like you said, very X-Men heavy. And so is it going to be a play on having the multiverse with the X-Men, or is it going to be a play on having just one team? Is it going to be them kind of ushering in a new X-Men from a different universe? Like it's going to be interesting how that plays out. Like you said, all those names, Sir Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart. I think James Marsden was one of the
James Marsden out here still getting a check, brother.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how they factor it. They finally bringing in like the heavy hitters. And of course, like Deadpool has always been like an interesting character. And what's your boy name? Ryan Reynolds has always like embodied that. But it'll be good to finally see like some of the bigger properties from the Fox Marvel universe, particularly the X-Men, finally get a big role that they can thrive in. So it'll be interesting to see.
You say finally get a big role that they can thrive in, Ray. Most of these cats ain't making it out this movie. That's all. I'm just gonna say it right now, Ray. This gonna be grand opening, grand closing for a lot of these X-Men.
You think they're gonna get snapped away or something?
They coming back. This is like essentially them getting their gold watch. Like, thank you for your service, Halle, James Marsden, Alan Cummings, Ian McKellen. Like, Patrick Stewart might make it out of this one alive. But, yeah, I think a lot of these I think Channing Tatum actually might make it out of here alive because people rock with him so much from the Deadpool Wolverine movie. But I think a lot of those classic X-Men, it's a wrap for him.
Yeah, and plus, as many people has been clamoring for him to have like his own standalone movie too. It'll be crazy. They just it was like Dr. Doom just come and snap his neck.
I'm imagining again. I have no idea what this script is going to be, but I'm imagining we're dealing with X-Men from possibly the world where Monica Rambeau ended up in. At the end of the Marvels, and so we got these incursions or whatever they want to call them, and so like the final scene of them is just going to be like, oh, X-Men, your planet's dying, what is we gonna do? Don't worry about that Sam Wilson, Bucky Barnes, and Yelena. Y'all go save y'all world. We got this. and then they just do their little classic run out, Ray, and then it's a blinding white light. The X-Men will not return. It's a wrap for them, Ray. One last heroic sacrifice.
Yeah, I can see that happening. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And again, just with our DJ, like how is that? Because it's supposed to be like what, the Secret Wars and the
Doomsday? So Doomsday is the first half, and then
Right.
Secret Wars is the second half. So and that's why like a lot of people are like, well, where's Spider-Man? Where's y'all didn't announce Ryan Reynolds, y'all didn't announce Hugh Jackman, da 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 da. I feel like we may get cameos from them in Doomsday, but I feel like they're saving those guys for Secret Wars.
And that makes sense too. Again, how long is this movie gonna be if they had it into? But yeah, I think it is stirring up a lot of excitement that was kind of lacking a little bit in past years over the MCU properties.
So I don't think we've talked about this, Ray, and it's a good time to talk about it now because Brittany Monet's not here. She may pop in with us here a little bit later. But Brittany has been on the fence about RDJ coming back as Dr. Doom. Like, she respects him as an actor and for what he's meant to this franchise, but she's like, it feels lazy. It feels like a retread. It feels like a cash grab in some ways. I actually think this could be cool depending on the story that they put behind it. Like, why does this dude that looked like Tony Stark, why is he Victor Von Doom, at least in these movies? Because I also, Ray, don't think he's going to be Dr. Doom like forever. I think he's going to be Dr. Doom in these two movies, and then everything kind of gets a soft reset after Secret War, and we'll have a new Dr. Doom for the Fantastic Four. But what do you make of RDJ being announced as Dr. Doom? Are you down with it, Ray?
I mean, I think it's. I think Kevin Feige is like, well, we might as well. I mean, I guess I don't know if they're running out of ideas, but I think like, not spoiler alert, but brace yourselves, guys. I'm not a big comics fan. I'm a big MCU fan. I watch the movies, but I don't go deep into like the comics lore like that. But apparently there are like a series of stories in which Iron Man or Tony Stark becomes Dr. Doom. Yeah.
I guess the superior Doom storyline. Like I guess I would call myself a casual comic reader, Ray. Like I read the books about the characters that I like pretty much, and I'll pick them up like in trade paperback form, like after the story is already done, and then go back and read it. But I'm not somebody who's either up on the app or at the comic shop like week to week. I think at the time, Ray Williams.
Yes, same here. I think I mentioned this to you before. Like I could go through an audio book like it's nothing, but reading with my eyeballs, man, I don't know, man.
There's actually some, I think I want to say like officially licensed Marvel audiobooks. Like I know there's one about Wolverine. I think there was one about Black Panther. Like that seems pretty cool. Like I still ain't listened to those yet, but it seems cool.
I might have to check those out. But yeah, I think, like you said, the story makes sense, and if it's still living up to canon, because you know these guys who are into the comic, but like that didn't really happen, and so it's like chill out.
You know what's gonna be crazy though? Because here's the thing, and I'm just thinking about it now, because Iron Man, like we love Iron Man, we love Tony Stark, what he meant to the team, you know, but there was a lot of times where he would even be in the suit, but he'd either have the mask or the helmet flipped up or like the nanotech stuff. I feel like we're going to get that with Dr. Doom, because it's like, if you're going to pay Robert Downey Jr. all this money, Ray, we're going to need to see Robert Downey Jr. Like, I feel like this will be the Dr. Doom out of all the Dr. Dooms where he's out of the mask the most.
Yeah.
Or he's got like a nanotech mask that pops up when they need to fight. But other than that, he's just going to be Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. in a Dr. Doom costume, but we can see his whole face.
It's like, brother, we ain't paying you all this money to come back just to be behind the mask the whole time.
Don't make sense, right?
Right. You ain't MF Doom. We got to show your face. Yeah, I think I'm with you there. I think they gotta milk it for all it's worth. And again, if the storyline makes sense, then I think. But people are always gonna find something to kind of complain about.
They will.
Yeah, definitely. So, but I think it's for the most part it's really exciting. And we'll see. Like what year is are they aiming for Doomsday?
So they've already started filming. I believe Doomsday. I believe it's 2026, into 2026.
Okay.
You can double check me on that. And if anybody watching knows the correct answer to that, drop it in the comments. But I want to say it's like fall 2026.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Okay.
Might be early, might be first quarter 2027, but I want to say it's like fourth quarter 2026.
Because especially with Marvel, they love putting like their bangers out in like Memorial Day weekend, beginning of summer. So that'll be interesting if they're thinking about putting it out like either late in the year or early in the year.
Let's see, do we have a release date yet?
But I just think
okay, so it says 2026.
Oh, you looked it up.
2026. Oh shit, May 1st, 2026.
Yep. That makes sense.
Okay, Ray.
So just over a year.
Just over a year. So everybody, I know the world is a little rough right now for a lot of people. All you got to do is make it through like 390 more days. The world's still gonna be terrible, but you get to see Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. back on these streets. Just live for 390 something more days, and you will be all right. I mean, you ain't gonna be all right because the world is still going to hell in the handbasket, but at least you'll be able to enjoy an Avengers movie on the way out.
Hopefully if y'all work for the government, y'all get your jobs back, and then you have a bit of money to splurge.
That's the plot of Doomsday. That is the plot of Doomsday. It's Victor Von Doom. He ain't trying to destroy the multiverse, right? He's just trying to make things more efficient. He downsizing, getting rid of all. Like that's why he brought all the Fox people in. He's like, hey man, y'all have been spending so much money over the years. We got to eliminate this department. It's not efficient.
See, that's why people they call Elon a Temu version of Tony Stark. So, I don't know, man.
Yo, don't get Chris. I don't know if you've been peeping what Professor's been doing lately, but he has been on a tear writing editorials and op-eds and things like that about this man Elon Musk on these streets. Like Chris is fired up and ready to go.
Well, whatever creates content, at least like I think he was mentioning before. Hey, they keep me employed. As far as like the other side acting up is like, oh well, there's always going to be a use for me to have a job. So at least I'm glad. I'm happy for you, Professor. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, see, make lemons out of this lemonade, Chris. I'll make lemonades out of these lemons. Either way. But I think my last thing on Doomsday, Ray, like I feel like people, and again, there's a lot of factors into why these movies may not be hitting the way they used to. I think part of it is we just live in a divisive time where everything is an argument. Everything is a referendum on the state of cinema, and like the box office is in the tank, right? Like the box office is. Snow White came out last week, Ray.
Yeah,
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, man. A beloved children's classic. This movie, like, it opened number 1 and it dropped to number 2 this week, losing 66% of his audience, and it lost to that damn Jason Statham movie. I don't know which one it is, but it's the same that he always do. It's like the beekeeper, the janitor, some menial job he doing, but at the same time on the side, he beating somebody up. Like, and then like he got a comeback that relates to his job. Like, and the beekeeper, like the dude is like, oh, what you gonna do, beekeeper? It's not the sting that gets you, Mike. It's the bite. And like, bees don't bite, but I do. And then that's Jason Statham. And then I think the one he's in now is like he works, it might be the janitor. Like he may be a janitor.
I think I saw. I think I
Time to
saw a
take out the
review on
trash,
it.
Mike.
I think. I think he actually he calls himself like I think the name of the movie is a working man. I'm
A working man, yeah.
working man, and I think he's like a construction foreman. But
like
before
why? Why, Jason Statham, do you have all these everyday
these
regular ass jobs, but still be beating people up on the side?
But I think before that they said something about he worked like 15, 20 years in like special ops for the Royal Service or something like that. But then he just tries to get out and become a working man.
Like why? Didn't you get a pension from the Secret Service?
I know, right?
It's like Ben Affleck got the Accountant Part 2 coming out, man. Like ain't nobody asked for that. Nobody asked for that, Ben Affleck.
Liam Neeson been getting the bag for 10 years just playing the same dude. Who got taken now? Who got kidnapped now that you got to save, Liam Neeson?
I did like the Taken with Forrest Whitaker in it. Like that was just a random Taken. I think it was like Taken 3.
Oh, really?
Forrest Whitaker's like playing the cop trying to catch Liam Neeson, but he's like on Liam Neeson's side kind of at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's like, like I think there's actually a scene where they break into Liam Neeson's apartment. Liam Neeson ain't there, and everybody's like, "Oh man, he got away. He must be like halfway across the country by now." And Forrest Whitaker's like, "No, he's not. He's still here." And he's like, "How do you know?" And he like picks up his like I guess he had like a honey bun or a cinnamon roll on his plate. Cinnamon roll still warm. Nobody would leave a warm cinnamon roll unless they had to get somewhere real fast. And then like 5 minutes later, they find him down the street somewhere. It's like, come on, man. The movies is crazy.
Y'all doing your boy Forrest Whitaker like that? Using the detective skills over a Cinnabon.
But yeah, I was gonna say like so with Marvel, that's where I was before we went down the Jason Statham working man rabbit hole. This job fair ass superhero. I think when you look at like just box office in general is down. Mm-hmm. I think part of that, Ray, is Hollywood is still recovering from not only 2 strikes, but the pandemic. Like, people know if a movie is not hot, like 2-3 weeks out the gate, it's going to be on digital within a month. Mm-hmm. So why pay $20, $30, maybe $100 if I got a whole family to go to the movie theaters when I can just use this streaming site I already got and watch it in a month. And then I think the last thing when it pertains particularly to Marvel, Ray, is the audience that grew up with Marvel for that first decade, like the whole Infinity Saga, they're now 10 years older. Yeah. And so like you're never going to get that feeling. Like you're going to have great feelings when you watch like a Deadpool and Wolverine. That was a great movie, right? Mm-hmm. But it's still like even like as much as I like that movie, it ain't the same as when I saw Infinity War for the first time or Endgame for the first time or when I saw Black Panther for the first time. And so it's like, yes, you'll have cool moments, but I would say the 35 to 45 audience that was kind of like that core makeup of the original Infinity Saga, like you changed. Like you may be married, you may have kids, you may be a working man or a working woman, and so like the way you consume your entertainment is different. So I think yes, there is stuff Marvel and Disney could have done better, Ray, but I also feel like the entertainment industry is always cyclical. And the fact that Marvel, even in a diminished state, if you want to say Marvel is diminished, the fact that they still like everybody else is doing just as bad, if not worse. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I love DC. I know Jermaine probably watching somewhere. DC ain't had no hits, dog. Nah. Where your hits at, DC? The Batman, that's about one. That's about one. Don't talk to me about the Flash. Don't talk to me about the Flash. Y'all know I love Dwayne The Rock Johnson, man. Don't talk to me about no Black Adam. Don't talk to me about no Shazam 2 Fury of the Gods.
Yeah.
Where your hits at, DC?
Yep.
Where your hits at, Universal, outside of Fast and the Furious? Where your hits at?
That's why your boy James Gunn had to go over. He had to put the finishing touches on the Guardians of the Galaxy to go over and try to save DC. That's how bad it's going. So,
and I like I said, I hope he does good. Like I hope this Superman movie is good, Ray. But it's like I feel like Marvel. That's the other thing with Marvel. Marvel's competing against themselves.
Yeah,
like nobody else in the genre space, like other than like horror movies. But that's a different story because you can make a lot of money on a low budget horror movie.
That's true.
But like sci-fi superhero type stuff, ain't nobody rocking it like Marvel has for the past 10, 11, 12 years. And so it's like their only competition is themselves. It's like that Matthew McConaughey line from the Oscars or whatever. Like they asked me who I was competing against, who my hero was when I was growing up. And I looked in the mirror and I said, me in 15 years. All right. It's like that's Marvel is, finishing second place to Marvel, to what Marvel was. Like that's it.
Yeah.
And wait, well, let me say the MCU because all of Marvel, Sony.
Oh yeah.
Oof. Craven.
Oof.
Madam Web. Morbius. Y'all, that's who need to be in damn Doomsday. Just get rid of all of them.
They should be the ones that had a bright light flash.
And then Michael Keaton's Vulture's like, oh, I need to get back over to that universe because this one is. I don't even know why I came here, man.
All right.
At least it's better than hanging out with those two Flash kids.
Oh,
like Michael Keaton, man, this brother went from being the Vulture to Bat. Like I did like his portrayal of Batman in the Flash. Like maybe one of the only good things about that movie.
Yeah, I just think it's a lot. Is again, and I do see what you're saying about with the box office, and a lot of people. I think there was a poll. I think I mentioned on one of the podcasts before on this great new network that we have. There's this guy that I follow, Dan Merle, who's a film critic, and he also goes into box office numbers and he does like deep dives on different things. And he had a poll question for like his YouTube members, and he specifically asked them, what's one main reason why you aren't really returning to the movie theaters like that? And the ones that we think might be like the biggest ones, like you mentioned, getting to see stuff at home, either day and day release or like a few weeks after, or prices of the movie tickets and concessions and stuff. Those were like, because he had a choice of 4, those were like the bottom 2. And I think one of the top 2, I think he mentioned were audience behaviors. And I think he mentioned another one that was up there as well that was kind of unexpected, but it's kind of like people they don't want to go through, like, especially like you said, with the options that we have now. Like I don't need people talking through a movie if I can watch it at home. And
I think if you listen to the last episode of Avengers Initiative, right, or the second to last, when we talked about Brave New World, Jenny did not have a good movie going experience. Like there was some really ill-behaved kids behind her. So I think that may have even colored some of her opinions on the film because she did not have a very positive outlook on the film outside of Sam Wilson and Thunderbolt Ross. But I think it was because of those kids behind her acting a fool. But yeah, like that's something I wouldn't have thought of, Ray. Just like the actual movie going experience. But yeah, that's a reason. I take this lady with a grain of salt because I think. And I don't want to speak ill of the lady. I don't know this lady like that, Ray. But Grace Randolph on Beyond the Trailer. Like sometimes I think she has good reporting. Other times I think she's a little out there. But she's been talking a lot lately about how the culture wars may be affecting box office. And I do think there is at least a little bit of something to that, particularly when you have a company like Marvel who is trying to course correct because, we all love the first few phases of Marvel, right? But they were very monochromatic and they were very masculine. You know what I mean? And so like having more heroes of color, having more female-led projects, like there's a bit of a backlash from that. And not for the reasons the movie's not good or the story's not good, but it's just, oh, wait a minute, who's putting all these women and colored folks in my motion picture.
And you mentioned it. You mentioned it earlier when you talked about Snow White. There were people who were kind of thinking like Snow White kind of not tanked, but didn't perform as well due to some social issues. I think there was something involving the lead actress Rachel Ziegler along those lines of like the culture wars, and so a lot of people were kind of.
And I think you had like with that, you had that with Rachel, but then you also had Gal Gadot in that film, and she still got all that like the IDF stuff still kind of lingering around her with in the Palestinian conflict. Plus, and I don't. Again, I'm not trying to be on these streets to be mean to people, right? But she's not a great actress.
Who, Gal Gadot?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't saying she's terrible, but she's not great, Ray.
I mean, she's no Halle Berry.
Kal-El, no. And I think in that, like, I had more inflection on that Kal-El no than she did in the damn movie she got paid millions of dollars for. Talking about some Kal-El no, like no.
Yeah. I mean,
poor Gal Gadot. I mean, not poor Gal Gadot.
Ain't no poor Gal. She getting money. Don't
she
worry
getting
about
all
her.
this money, man.
Yeah, she'll be all right. They'll get it on the back end with all these toys and all the other stuff, like all the licensing agreements.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. Like when people were saying, because Brave New World officially crossed $400 million, so it looks like it's going to make its budget back, which is good. And again, like I don't care if these studios make money or lose money. Like these are multi-billion-dollar corporations, Ray Williams. They ain't got nothing to do with us,
right?
But just for the narrative of Anthony Mackie leading that movie, I'm glad it wasn't a box office failure. But even like with it just kind of barely making back its budget, it's gonna make money in apparel, in toys, in video game stuff. They're gonna have the Sam Wilson skin in Marvel Rivals coming through here pretty soon, right? So they gonna theme park stuff. Like they're gonna make their money back in various ways. And that's the other thing with these Marvel movies too. They are commercials. So just taking Brave New World, for instance. Brave New World, yes, it's a movie about Sam Wilson becoming Captain America, Ray. But it's also a commercial to let you know, like, hey, if you like this dude playing Captain America, he finna be in Avengers Doomsday with all these other people, including Halle Berry. So you might want to watch it.
Indeed. And I think that's going to be a key strategy for like the movies that are kind of coming out prior to that as well, with the Thunderbolts. I'm
excited for Thunderbolts, Ray.
And that's coming what like summer? This summer?
No, Thunderbolts is next month. Not next month. Thunderbolts is in May. Well, technically, I guess it is next month because we're on the eve of April. So yeah, Thunderbolts is in May, which I actually think it's a good idea because you gave Captain America like its runway, like it's made whatever it's gonna make. Like it may make a couple million here or there, but it's pretty much on its way out. And then you kind of get everybody geared up for Thunderbolts. And I think, again, man, I feel like Thunderbolts is going to be a good film. I don't know how the audience is going to receive it, but I'm here for Bucky and Yelena, man.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting, like with the newer characters that they're trying to present. Like, I think what's his name, Centurion,
Sentry. Bob the Sentry.
So it'll be interesting to just see him as a new character being introduced, as well as like you said with the follow-ups for Elena and with Red Guardian,
and pretty much all of those Thunderbolts people except for old girl that played Taskmaster was announced for Avengers Doomsday. So again, I don't think Taskmaster making it out of this movie, dog. She ain't making it out of Thunderbolts.
Oh man,
we gonna have that scene like in Rush Hour at the end of Rush Hour 2, where like Sebastian Stan just looks at her.
Oh yeah,
she ain't gonna be in Thunderbolts 2.
And that's the thing too. Like not everybody. Like I think even like Avengers: Age of Ultron. Like we didn't think I didn't think they were gonna take out Quicksilver like that. She might end up like Quicksilver.
Yep. At least she got 2 movies out of it. Quicksilver had 1 movie, and no, that's it. Because I was gonna say, didn't he show up in WandaVision? But no, that was the other Quicksilver from the Fox universe.
Yeah,
my boy had one and done.
And then, like you see, they tried to bring him like with Craven, but that didn't work out.
Yeah.
I thought Craven, with it being a rated R, like I thought that was gonna be like it, but I guess not. No.
Did you see the last Venom movie? Did you see the last Venom?
Nah,
I didn't either. I was just Venom: The Last Dance. Like, okay.
Well, you ain't Jordan in '98, brother.
No.
Last Dance.
What kind of background do you have up, Ray?
Oh, this is just
no, not in your house, Ray. I'm talking about like on the screen.
What background? Like
it looks like it's not. Is that the Parley background?
Yeah, this is the Parley.
Okay, just the way because usually it's 3 of us or 4 of us, so like we're smaller. But it looks like if you're looking at it now, it almost looks like you put up some Avengers type stuff because the lights look like stars, and then the bottom part looks like Dr. Doom's throne or something. Like, is Ray back here producing on the fly?
Oh, yeah, I appreciate you giving me the credit.
No, I'm taking the credit back, Ray.
No.
But yeah, so that's our Avengers Doomsday talk. For more on that, as we get closer to the movie, and again, we'll be talking about Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, all of this stuff. I think Marvel's in a good place, right? Like, they ain't where they was, but I think they're like, they're like the Yankees, or they're like the Patriots back when Brady was playing. Like, they don't rebuild, they just reload. And I think we're in a reloading phase, and it's all leading towards these 2 big movies.
And like you mentioned before, I think with the box office being in the place it's in, it needs like one big movie to kind of get it like course correction almost.
It needs Top Gun Maverick too.
Yeah, right.
Y'all remember when Top Gun Maverick saved the box office? I mean, it made a lot of money. I'm not throwing shade at Tom Cruise and them, but like, it saved the box office for like 6 months.
Right.
And then the box office went back to where it was.
So it's same thing with Barbenheimer. Like they were a hot thing for a good 3-4 months, and then like things died down and it just kind of receded back to where it was. But
and now the number 1 movie in America is Working Man.
Working. Like you said, it's like it's crazy. He's playing the same guy over and over and over again. And he's just doing different things. Like, yes, of course, we didn't even mention the Meg with him chasing sharks and stuff.
And it's like, I love me some Jason Statham. Like, he's an actor who knows his role. No pun intended. Like, he knows his lane. He ain't gonna deviate. Only difference you gonna get is in this movie, I'm a beekeeper. In this movie, I'm a janitor. In this movie, I'm an FBI agent that was put in witness protection in this small Louisiana town, and I'm trying to use a fake Louisiana accent, even though I'm British, and I'm fighting James Franco because he's running meth in this small Louisiana town. I don't even remember what that name of that movie was, but it's a movie that happened, Ray.
Yeah, I think it was called like Homefront or something like that.
Homefront, yes, yeah. So yeah, because it was Jason Statham was an undercover MI6 agent that was put in backwater Louisiana, and he had a daughter, and the daughter was fighting people at school because he trained her how to be a fighter. Like, you shouldn't be teaching little kids that type of, like, I understand you got to teach your kids to defend themselves, but he teaching her like MI6 type moves, and it feels like that's a little too advanced for this girl, and she beating up the kids at school and stuff. And then you got Winona Ryder, who was in this movie for some reason playing like a druggie, and then James Franco, before James Franco got canceled, is out here playing like Gator. That was his name, Gator, the meth king of Slidell, Louisiana. I'm just throwing out names of Louisiana towns I ain't never been to. He's the meth king of Baton Rouge.
But yeah, I mean, he's making money too. So,
but yeah, Statham is good, man. I like him in the Fast and Furious movies. Like, yeah, Jason Statham, he's good, man. He seems like a decent human being.
Yeah. Like you said, I think like in some movies he's like more surly, and in other movies he'll turn up the charm a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, he's essentially the same guy. But hey, that's what they pay him for.
That is what they pay him for. And speaking of payment, Ray, I teased it earlier, man. Let's talk a little reality TV, Ray.
All right, no.
So, are you a fan of reality television?
Not anymore. Like,
Okay.
and I think it kind of it kind of goes into just me not even watching television, like actual, like on air or like actual terrestrial television like that. I'm more like on Netflix or streaming services on YouTube a lot. But
Okay.
yeah, I kind of used to dabble in like reality shows here and there, but yeah, it's been a while.
So Ray, I used to be deep. I used to be deep in these reality TV streets, Ray. I'm talking about season 1 of The Real World on MTV, Ray. I was there.
Mhm. Going way back.
Going way back. I'm talking about season 2 of The Real World on MTV when they was in California, I believe. And Tammy was on that show, who later went on to a stellar career in the reality game on Basketball Wives. Tammy Roman, who at the time, no, I think this is before. Yeah, this is before Kenny Anderson. So she was just Tammy Roman at the time, and they kicked David Edwards out the house. Dirty Dave Edwards, a comedian, most famously for his portrayal in Half Baked as the Buddhist man guy. The Buddhist man, that's David Edwards.
Oh,
Real World season 2, and they kicked him out the house. They kicked him out the house because like they was playing, everybody was playing, da 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 da. And like they had done something today, like the girls were playing pranks on the boys and vice versa. And Tammy had done something with Dave, and then Dave went and like I guess she had just got out the shower and like was in like not lingerie, but like like maybe a sports bra and some shorts, something like that. And she had like a blanket around her, and Dave went up and snatched the blanket and was like dragging Tammy down the hall, and they was all laughing, like she was laughing, he was laughing, and then Beth Stalarchuk, who still be out here on these reality TV show streets to this day, Beth Stalarchuk, was like, "That's wrong. You're assaulting her." And then, like, I think somebody hit their head. Tammy might have hit her head on the door when she was being dragged. And so then it just, like, Dave was in the wrong because he took the joke too far, Ray.
Right.
But the way that Beth kind of spun it on him was like, this was assault. This was like one step away from rape. And it's like, come on, lady. There's levels.
Before Becky.
Yeah, there's levels to this. And so then
Karen. It was a Karen before Karen.
And Tammy was basically like, yo, I don't feel safe with you in this house, which is a conclusion I don't think she would have came to without Beth being in her ear. And so then they was like, yeah, Dave, you need to leave. And then so they kicked him out the house. They did like the slow-mo where he put the keys on the table and just looked up at the house and put his backpack over his shoulder and walked away. I was there on these streets for the first season of Road Rules, Ray Williams, when they was out in the Winnebago trying to make it going across America. Kit Hoover, who used to be on Cold Pizza, which turned into First Take. Kit Hoover. Now she's doing Extra with Mario Lopez. Kit Hoover was on that first season of Road Rules. I was there for the Real World Seattle, Ray. One of the most shocking moments in the history of TV. I don't even remember the brother's name, but I know he slapped the hell out of Irene. Steven. So the brother's name was Steven. They was in Seattle. They had a little loft house over by the wharf. And the whole time you thought Steven and Irene, they was going to have this little flirtation, Ray. Irene suffered from Lyme's disease. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know if Lyme disease make you crazy. But I do know like it does mess with your mental capabilities, like balance and stuff like that. But I don't know if it turns you into a whole different person. Right. Because it turned Irene into a whole different person. Like they was cool, whatever. And then Steven, who may or may not have been gay, like that question was never answered over the course of the episodes. But like I guess like Irene had to leave because her health was getting bad. So she's leaving and she's like, Steven, come with me to the wharf. We need to talk. And she gave him a teddy bear. She getting ready to get in the car. She's like, Steven, it would never work out between the two of us because you're a homosexual and everybody knows it. And then she just hopped in the cab and started laughing. And Steven was like, he chased down the cab.
Wow. Knocked
on the side of the cab door. He was like, yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo. Irene opened the door. What did the five fingers say to the face, Ray Williams? Slap. Slapped the mess out of this girl, Irene, on national and international television. And she's just sitting there laughing, holding her face. And just like, you're gay, Steven.
Wow.
And then he threw her teddy bear into the wharf. And the cameraman was on point because the cameraman just did a slow zoom in on the teddy bear floating on the top of the water before it started to sink. Like, that is cinema. I was there for the challenge season 1, Ray Williams. What you know about Cora and Opal?
Oh.
I was there, Ray Williams, for Mob Wives season 1 through 3. That's when I stopped watching it because I couldn't watch it no more. Flavor of Love, Ray Williams. I was on them streets. Survivor season 1. I was on them streets, Ray. But then I had to get off of them streets, Ray, because it just got to be so much foolishness.
No,
I think the Jersey Shore might have been my tipping point.
Oh,
like
that's what I was in.
Few seasons of Jersey Shore, like when they kept running it back, like Jersey Reunion, Jersey, like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. You can take that and 16 and Pregnant and all these other shows. I'm done with it, Ray.
Yeah, I was into first couple seasons of Jersey Shore. I got into Robin Big.
That was good. R.I.P. to Big.
Yeah, R.I.P. But you mentioned a pattern, MTV/VH1.
Yes, Viacom. You know what you're doing, Viacom.
They had that genre on lock for a hot minute.
But this is all to say, Ray, I ain't watched reality TV in a long time. At least 5, 6, 7 years. But there was a show that was introduced to me at work, and I'm stuck on it now, Ray Williams. I'm back.
Uh-oh.
So we got the TV set up at work. They're supposed to be, showing advertisements and discounts and sales and all this other stuff. But the new manager, I don't know if I guess he's the new assistant manager, technically. He put his Fire Stick in the TV so we could just watch regular TV and games and stuff, even though we're not supposed to be. But he's the manager, so if any blowback comes, it's on you, player.
Exactly.
And so last Wednesday, he put in the Fire Stick, and he's like, I'm tired of watching sports. I don't want to watch a movie. He's like, oh, what is this? And Ray Williams, when I tell you, the spark that lit up in my brain after just the episode and a half. Because at first, when he put this on, I wasn't checking for it. But by the time that first episode ended, going into the second episode, I was like, oh, this is interesting. Let me tell you what this show is called, Ray Williams. Deal or No Deal. Wait for it. Island, Ray.
I heard of
Deal or No Deal Island. They took Deal or No Deal. They took Survivor. And they mashed them up, Ray. And it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. I think I saw. I only know of it because I think I saw like a trailer. And it was like, oh, it's Joe Manganiello in it.
Yes, Joe, fresh off of splitting up with Sofia Vergara. Oof,
right.
Ooh, that's a tough loss, player. But he bounced back. He bounced back with a W show, Ray.
Well, I'm glad to see. I'm glad to hear that he's doing well, at least in that aspect. He's got a hit show on his hands. No, so they took. I guess your boy Howie Mandel. He in the germs like that. He's like, I'm not going to be on an island with these people.
So, but that's the crazy thing about it, though, Ray, because Howie then got the upgrade. Howie Mandel went from the host to the final boss, Ray. Because Howie is now the banker.
Ooh.
On Deal or No Deal Island. So he ain't even got to be there. Like, he only got to show up for like 1 or 2 shows because they just be on the phone the whole time talking to the banker, even though he really ain't on the other line. And then at the very end, Howie show up. He show up. They got like a boat. I don't know if this is a real boat or just like stock footage of a boat, but he hop off the boat and it's like, all right, let's make some deals. I'm telling you, Ray, it's like I said, we started watching this on Wednesday. I worked yesterday. We finished the whole second season. Like, I think the second season just ended, but it's you get all the best stuff from Survivor, Ray. You get the challenges, you get the alliances, you get little romantic hookups every now and then, and then you get all the best stuff from Deal or No Deal, the strategy, the money, Ray. Am I gonna take the banker's offer? And I think my favorite thing so far. So, like, we got one group called The Family, and it's kind of weird because there's this dude named David who, like, won Australian Survivor. It's this lady named Pavardi. Yes, Pavardi, because I remember, like, her name sounded like a cheese. Pavardi, I think was on Survivor, Big Brother or something. And then they got this little Asian dude named Steven. And it's like David is the mother, David is the father, Pavardi is the mother, and Steven, they refer to this grown-ass man. Like I think he like 25, 26, and they like 35 maybe at the most. And they refer to this grown-ass little Asian man as their son. And he's like, I don't want to eliminate mom or dad because, the family's got to stay strong. I'm like, I don't care what type of alliance you got. I'm not calling no other grown Australian man my daddy.
Right.
Like, he got eliminated, and he walks up to David. He's like, I hope you win this because you're the closest thing I've ever had to a dad. I'm like, sir, you'd have been on this island for just 2 weeks, and you calling this man a father figure?
That's all it took.
That's all it took, right? 2 weeks. And this random Australian dude might as well have been Dickie Bird with a tan. Is out here being a surrogate father for this young little Asian boy. Well, the young little Asian man. Because he's like 25, 26 years old. He ain't no kid.
Right. That's crazy.
Then, my other favorite thing. So we got a lady on the show named CK. I don't know where CK came from. I don't know where CK going. But I know she cheated. Like, there was a game where you had to pick random stuff out of a bucket. And she's like trying to be slick with it and then just kind of looks in the bucket and pulls out a name. And then everybody's like, hey, CK, you cheating.
We saw you.
She was like, I didn't do it on purpose. And so then at the end of, like, when she's the one that gets set up for elimination and she starts like trying to flip the script on everybody, like, well, it wasn't just me. Philip did this and Lisa did that and Mary did this. And Philip, again, I don't know Philip's backstory, but Philip, like, whatever she said hit a nerve with Philip. Because Philip is kind of like, he's been the black dude, like the only black dude on the show. It's like one black dude and one black lady. Everybody else is like various shades of white, except for my man Steven, the Asian boy, the Asian man. He's a man, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need a surrogate daddy that's only 10 years older than him. But like, she must have struck a nerve with Steven because Steven is like, a lot of times people think because I don't speak a lot, and I'm nice, that they can just walk all over me. But they say when people go low, you should go higher. But CK, if you want to go low, we're going to go to the underground. We're going to go so low that when I start running after you, Harriet Tubman won't be able to save you. And just the look, everybody's like, I don't know. Even Joe Manganiello was like, all right, Philip. Like, Joe didn't know how to respond to that because it's like, how do you respond to that, Harriet? Like the like, how they do like the cut-ins where like people actually talk like the confessionals. They cut to the sister. I can't remember her name, but she was like, he brought up Harriet Tubman. Ooh, the tea is fire tonight, everybody. But yeah, Deal or No Deal, Island Ray. It's good, man. It's good.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll take your word for it, man. We were just talking about not having time for comics. It was like, I don't know if I got enough time. How many full seasons is it?
So there's 2 seasons right now, and I think each season is like probably 14 episodes long.
Oh Lord.
But like they're not long episodes though. Like it's like 30, 45 minutes. But the crazy part was, again, like if he hadn't put this on at work, I would have never known about this show, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
and the crazy part, like, customers are coming in and we sitting there like, I got my back literally to customers, Ray, watching this episode. And like one of the customers, like most of the customers were cool. Like I acknowledged them when they came up. But there was one customer on Sunday. It was like an older gentleman. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna ignore your customers and just watch TV all day?" And now I had to get my professional voice on because what I really wanted to say was, you need to sit back before I go to the Underground Railroad and bring Harriet Tubman out on you. But I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that, sir. How can we help you?" Not 2 minutes later, after I'm getting all this information, he's sitting right there at my desk, just looking at the TV. He's like, "This is a good show." And I'm like, I know. Deal or No Deal Island. Available on Peacock right now, ladies and gentlemen. Don't watch it now. Like, finish watching this. Then go watch Deal or No Deal Island since you ain't got to watch Raw tonight.
See, they need to hire you. They need to find these clips and put them on. It's just promoting. Not sponsored, guys. Not sponsored yet. But Deal or No Deal Island. we'll go ahead. I got the promotee right here. He'll go ahead and promote your show for you.
Oh, yes, but this dude, like again, his name may not be Steven. I just may be throwing that name on it. I'm using his name to protect his reputation from the world, but just sitting there like, I don't know what I'll do if I have to eliminate mom in tonight's ceremony.
Not.
I'll be without. This will be the second time in my life I've been without my mother. Like,
oh no,
sir, you just met this white lady. It's been 2 weeks, Steven. 2 weeks.
Did he forget what the purpose of the game was? Like,
money, man. If we talking about playing the game, there's this man on here named Dr. Will, who I think was on Big Brother. I don't know. But Dr. Will, like they brought him in like as the big bad, right? Like they're like, we got one more. Joe's like, we got one more contestant, and a helicopter comes in with a tracking shot. It's like, who's in this damn helicopter? And then he gets out, and everybody's like, whoa! And I'm like, who? And it's like, Dr. Will is here. And I'm like, I don't know this man, Dr. Will.
Dr. Who?
Dr. Will is the best because Dr. Will, everybody like there's people on the show that try to be villains, Ray, but they ain't got the juice to be the villains. Dr. Will. He lied to everybody, but he honest about lying to everybody. he's like somebody was like, Will, if I do this, will you give me immunity? He's like, whatever I do is immaterial. You make your choice and then I'll make mine. But just know this, I'm always looking out for Dr. Will. Like, okay, Dr. Will. And so at the very end, right, they did this. I'm spoiling Deal or No Deal Island season 2, ladies and gentlemen. Exclusive. But at the end, we're down to 2 people. So the Australian dude, CK, and then the lady Letty, who like her whole thing is like, I'm the island warrior woman. Woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, that feels like appropriation, Letty. And so like the thing is, all of the previously eliminated contestants, like there's a course that they got to run, and so it's like 3 or 4 stops, right? And each stop has 2 previously eliminated contestants. And so it's not only about how fast you can get through the course, it's about the relationship you had with those contestants, whether they want to help you or not, because they can refuse. And so like they go through and like, you know, nobody helps CK. It take her 20 minutes to finish the damn obstacle course because everybody hate her. Letty finished in like 14 minutes, and then David finishes in like 15, 16 minutes, something like that. But it's crazy because he goes up to Dr. Will. He's like, Will, I know you and I have had our problems, mate, but I hope you respected the game I played. And Dr. Will's like, yes, I do. But that's the other thing. Like, so the dude, David, was on Australian Survivor, but don't nobody know it, right? He been keeping that secret. And Dr. Will is like, I'll grant you my help, David, but first you must grant me something. Where do I know you from? He been like, you look familiar. And so then David's like, well, Will, I was on Survivor Australia. And he's like, thank you for telling me that secret. I will help you. So he helps him, like they building this bridge, and he gets to the last part of the bridge over this river. And he's like, I got this one, David. And he brings over the last plank. Then he looks at him, does the hip turn, and throws the plank into the river. And he's like, Big Brother's better than Survivor. Good luck swimming, pal. Dr. Will out. And then he just walks back down the bridge, and then the dude, David, is like, I should have expected that. Yes, you should have. Like, oh, shit, Dr. Will. Oh, Survivor, Deal or No Deal Island is what they called it, Ray.
Wow.
You go through a whole journey with these people, Ray.
Man. Yeah. That's some interesting stuff, man. I might have to check it out.
Here's the thing, though, Ray. I say all this good stuff about Survivor, about Deal or No Deal Island. By the time season 3 come around, I'm gonna forget about it. I'm gonna forget. Yeah. I'll have forgotten all about this.
Like you with the Mob Wives. You're like, once you got to season 3, it was right. Like, oh, and I'm out.
Like, yeah, after season 3, I was like, how many times y'all women gonna fight at this one diner? Like, why are you doing this, Mob Wives? Also, if y'all supposed to be the Mob Wives, why is everybody so public about this stuff? Ain't y'all supposed to be secretive?
You would think so.
Y'all got all people's government names on the screen too. Look at the caption: Junior Pagan, Renee's ex-husband, former underboss for the mob from 1982 to 2012. Like, why are you putting all this information out there, Mob Wives?
Right.
Shouldn't this brother be in witness protection or something?
You would think so.
And Basketball Wives is a good one too for a while. With Jackie Christie and Tammy and Shaq's wife or ex-wife. Or are they still married?
I think they split.
Okay. Shawnee O'Neal.
Yeah,
that was a good show. And then Jennifer, I forget her last name, but she was married to Popeye Jones for a minute.
Oh.
And Popeye Jones, for those of you that do not remember the basketball player Popeye Jones, Google him right now. Don't worry, I'll wait. I'll give you time to Google Popeye Jones. Okay, is everybody Googled Popeye Jones? Okay, look at this picture of Popeye Jones while you listen to what I'm telling you. Popeye Jones had the audacity, the unmitigated gall, the temerity to call his ex-wife ugly. Popeye Jones had the gall to call his ex-wife ugly. Do you have a mirror in your house, Popeye Jones?
I'm trying to pull.
Yeah, see, put a picture of Popeye Jones up on the screen if you can, right?
Oh, yeah. I got the perfect picture.
Let the video audience see this man, Popeye Jones. Former Dallas Maverick. This is the man. This man right here. This brother had the audacity to call his ex-wife Jennifer ugly. And again, I'm not out here trying to look shame nobody, Ray. Yeah, we all look how we look. You know, we don't have a lot of control over the way our faces look. But if our faces aren't the most aesthetically pleasing, we should at least be self-aware enough to know that we shouldn't be calling people ugly. When you out here looking like Black Gargamel, trying to catch some Smurfs. Like, come on, Popeye Jones.
Yeah, once you mentioned his name, I was like, I might know where this is going.
Like, come on, Popeye Jones out here looking like Black Smeagol. Come on, dog. Don't do it, Pop. I think his son plays hockey.
Hockey?
I think his son's a hockey player. I think his son, Seth Jones, the hockey player.
Professionally?
Yeah, like NHL. Because this was back when Marcus was doing Ask a Hockey Negro. Because TJ McAloon was on the show with me and Marcus that week. And Seth Jones had gotten drafted. And we started talking about Popeye Jones, and we put up a picture of Popeye Jones. And much like the reaction we just had, TJ was like, wow, I forgot how that dude used to look. Yeah, Popeye Jones out here calling people ugly. Come on, brother. But that's my reality TV rebirth, Ray. I don't know how long it's gonna last. Because here's the thing. Like, we watched it so much that afterwards they were like, oh, y'all been really loving this reality TV. Might we suggest something else? And we like, okay, what you gonna suggest? Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Nope. Like, nope. Sorry, Jennifer Tilly. Nope.
Oh.
And I love me some Jennifer Tilly, but no. Like, we're not watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's not the type of reality show we want, Ray.
Yeah, I'm glad this job is kind of opening up your eyes from the ooh woo woo man to the love or Deal or No Deal
Island, Ray, available on Peacock right now.
It's making you more cultured, brother.
I've got to open up my eyes to the world, Ray.
Spreading your horizons.
There's a lot of things that we can experience in this world, right? Again, honorable mention on these reality TV shows, the one season of Baseball Wives that they did, which was insane because they had, who is my girl? She is a certified, like, I'm not just like throwing allegations at this woman saying she's crazy. Like, she was in court for like some cult ritual, like where she may have been an accomplice to somebody's murder. Maybe not. I'm not saying either way because I don't want them problems. But she was used to be a pitcher. He pitched for the Mets. He pitched for the Orioles. She got in trouble one time because, like, I guess she caught him cheating, and she was like, if you ever cheat on me again, I'm gonna sleep with your home team. She was in Playboy for a minute, like, very attractive woman, at least at the time. But she was kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Damn it, I could see her in my mind right now. I just can't remember her name.
I'm sure it's gonna come up.
Yeah. His name was Kevin. Mets pitcher Kevin.
Kevin Mets pitcher?
Yeah, he like signed a huge contract and then didn't live up to it. Let's see. I'm stuck on this now, Ray.
Yeah, you gotta find it now.
After this, we can go feed some ducks on the pond. But I need to find the answer to this, Ray.
And those in the chat, let us know what's your favorite. What's your favorite reality shows that you either grew up with or are watching now? Let us know. I know Love is Blind has become a big thing.
I don't know why I'm searching. Like that's the wrong way to solve this mystery. I need to be like Forrest Whitaker and look for the cinnamon bun instead of searching Mets pitcher Kevin, which there have been like dozens over the years. Why not just look up Baseball Wise VH1?
Yeah.
Why not go straight to the stores? Baseball Wise, one season set in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Let me see some IMDb.
All right, so Baseball Wives lasted one season. Ironically enough, there was like literally only one or two actual wives. Anna Benson. His name wasn't Kevin. His name was Chris Benson. So Chris Benson signed this extravagant contract for the Mets. He was a decent pitcher. Like I think he had like a lot of double-digit winning seasons, but like he wasn't Greg Maddux. He wasn't Nolan Ryan. He wasn't on that echelon.
Right.
But he signed this big money contract. Didn't really live up to it. The Mets fans got up on him. But yeah, Anna Benson was like, again, mental health is important, ladies and gentlemen. As Marshawn Lynch said, protect your chickens and your mental. So I don't want to castigate somebody for whatever mental issues they may be going through, Ray. But let's just say this would have been a great time right now if Nefarious Media had a sponsorship deal with BetterHelp. Because I would look in the camera and tell Anna Benson, sometimes we all need to talk to somebody. Before we go crazy, or before we go on a reality show, or before we threaten to sleep with all of our husbands' coworkers. BetterHelp can help you out, man. Use the promo code Deal and No Deal Island for 1 month free of BetterHelp. Tell them Nefarious sent you.
Yeah. Hopefully you did get the help that you needed, Miss Benson. Hopefully.
Yes. That's a sad story too. Like if you look into Anna Benson's like life, it's rough. Like before and after the whole Chris Benson marriage. But I don't want to go there, Ray, because that feels like we getting bogged down in negativity. Let's do something positive, Ray. Like feeding ducks on the pond, brother.
Oh, indeed. And where you at? It's usually at the top.
Did you lose the ducks, Ray?
I didn't lose the ducks.
They on the pond, Ray. It's right there on the pond. You just got to find the ducks, Ray.
We got night driving. Oh, there we go.
Ray. We are back on the pond. Hadn't been on the pond in a month or so. You know, this is episode 3 of the Parley. As we close out every episode, we like to go to the pond and feed the ducks, man. It's a metaphor for life. Sometimes you got to take a pause for the cause, Ray, and feed some ducks in your life. And this is the part of the show where we bring questions to the table, and we each have to answer the questions. Ray, have you prepared a question for the group, which is just you and me?
Well, I'm still kind of twirl around like ideas in my head, but I haven't landed on a specific question. So I don't know if you have or.
Well, okay, that's. I'm gonna let you slide, Ray. I'm gonna ask my question, and by the time we finish with this question, I'm gonna need you to have your question. That way, everything can be all questionable.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, Ray Williams. It's a question I posed to Vanessa Shark, Brittany Monet, and Clement Bryant, my lituation room people. You know, there's a meme on social media like what feels racist but isn't. Like something that isn't explicitly racist that feels racist. I've been drinking a lot of wine lately, Ray. You know, trying to cut back on beer. Like I think I've had one beer in the not one beer, but like the what you call it? the pint. Like I've had a pint of beer in the last month. Other than that, has been drinking wine or not drinking at all. And so, wine, the wine drunkenness, that's how I can't even talk when I be on that wine, Ray. It's a different vibe than the beer drink, I feel. And so I was thinking the other night, I'm just sipping my wine, just like, this wine is called White Zinfandel. That feel kind of racist, even though I know it's not, Ray. I know it's just the name of the wine, brother. But it feels like White Zinfandel feels like a racist anti-hero from the 90s. Like she probably some like blonde Russian asset. Like they're gonna send White Zinfandel out on this mission. So my question to you, Ray, is what is an alcoholic drink or any drink that feels racist, even though you know it's not racist? It's just a drink, Ray.
Oh, that is a good question. Well, I don't drink alcohol at all, but I've always heard from Big Lebowski, he used to always get a White Russian. Okay, and I was hoping you would say that, Ray, because sorry. So in the chat, I said a Negroni. Like a Negroni, it just sounds like somebody. If I'm at a club or a bar, Ray, and somebody's like, "Hey, would you like a Negroni?" I'm like, "Why are you asking me if I want a Negroni?" That feels targeted. But Clement said, what did Clement say? Oh, Vanessa said, Budweiser is a drink that feels racist, even though we know it isn't. Then Clement said a White Russian, and Vanessa was like, "You know what? Considering the damage that a White Russian is doing to our political system, a White Russian may be the most racist drink out there." A White Russian. So that I like that answer, Ray. I still think Negroni as that's a microaggression. If you ask a black person if they like I can order a Negroni, like you know what I mean, Ray? If you the server and I say, "Hey, can I get a Negroni?" Right. But you can't ask me. You can't ask me if I want a Negroni. That feels like you taking liberties. I don't appreciate that, random bartender. But another drink that I think sounds racist, but it's not really racist, like apart from White Russian or White Zinfandel, really anything with white in the title of your drink. Like an Irish coffee. Like Irish coffee sounds kind of racist. like you know what you're doing, whoever named it the Irish coffee. You're trying to say our Irish brothers and sisters be drinking all the time. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to separate us through this drink. So yeah, so that's my answer. Negroni, Irish coffee, White Zinfandel. Gotcha. The most racist drinks around. Racism never tasted so good, Ray. All right, you had time to think, Ray. What is your question for the group, which again is just us today? All right. Well, I was gonna go the easy route since we usually start with this question. I was gonna go the easy route and be like, what has made you joyful? What has brought you joy? I could go that route, but I don't want to be lazy. So I actually did think of something. So we were kind of, I mentioned before Andre Meadows, aka Black Nerd Comedy, who had the short with the chair, and he sped his up with the chair. So I'm glad he did that. But
and Marvel's actually done like I think a minute and 30-second condensed version, which is actually very helpful now.
Oh, okay. I might have to check that one out. But when he was saying how he was looking for his name in one of the chairs, so that kind of brought this question to mind. Like, what's one dream job that you have that it doesn't matter what amount of money they would pay you would do anything to be a part of it? What's like one dream job that you would have?
I mean, besides being here at Nefarious Media, Ray,
Of course.
the best job you could have, Ray. Don't let me catch you putting applications out there on these streets, Ray.
Never.
Take the Lexus back from you in a heartbeat, give it to nephew. I think a dream job. I mean, I have an issue with your premise anyway. Like when you talk about no amount of money, because like that's always in consideration, Ray Williams.
Yeah, but you know how some people are. They're like, man, I would do this for free if I would.
And
like,
look, at this current time, Ray, in my life, now maybe if you caught me on these streets 20, 25 years ago, and you was like, hey, man, you want to intern at WWE for free? You know what? I would like to do that. You want to intern for the Atlanta Braves for free? You know what? I think I could do that. Now, I got to have at least some type of compensation.
Yeah,
Triple H.
I don't blame you.
ain't doing nothing. I don't even do these podcasts for free, Ray. And I ain't even got to leave the house for that. Patreon.com/Nefarious Media Network. But if you're talking about just dream job, I think other than like this becoming like something where we could sustain an economy around, and like people like Brittany Monet. Like Brittany Monet isn't joining us tonight just because work beat the brakes off of the day. Like I would love to be able to stroke a check and have a salary for Brittany or for Steve or whoever. And if they didn't want to work their day job, they could work Nefarious full time. Like that would be the ultimate dream job. But outside of that, I would actually say I would like to do color commentary or play-by-play for Impact Wrestling, Ray Williams.
Oh, of course.
No. Actually, you know what? Your time is up, Impact Wrestling. Wow, Women Wrestling, your time is now. David McClain, I know you watching. I know you got people out here on these streets checking out what people saying about you on the podcast. I know you got a good color commentator with you right now, David McClain. I know you got our girl Sibley backstage doing an interview. She real good with it. You know, I feel like, though, you could have like a man on the street. Like, you know, like you got Michael Cole, you got Corey Graves, you got, you know, who's my other guy? Pat McAfee, boo. You got, you know, all those cats doing like the commentary at the desk. You got Wade Barrett, who I really like. But then you got like people backstage, Byron Saxton, whatever. And then occasionally you got like somebody in the studio that got a little update or whatever. Like Sean Mooney used to do back in the day before he went crazy, became like this right-wing wacky man.
Oh, Lord.
I would like to do that. Like you got like an event center, like the WOW Event Center. Like David McClain be like, all right, fans, that was an exciting match. Let's go to Nate Milton at the WOW Event Center. And I'd be like, thanks, David McClain. Let's talk about what's going on with the mother truckers and Animal Instinct. Just being the hype man for WOW, that's what I want to do, Ray Williams.
Oh, okay.
What about you, brother? You asked him, man. What do you want to do, Ray, besides working Nefarious Media?
Well, like you mentioned, I think I've been dreaming of doing something like this as far as like just talking sports or just talking randomly, like just having debates with folks. I've been dreaming of doing stuff like that since I was in high school. Matter of fact, we used to do it like if I could just bring all the guys that I was on the school bus with in my senior year, man, that was a TV show amongst itself. That was like the we were the junior interns for Around the Horn before it was even a thing. But yeah, so I do consider this like a dream job. But if they had to pull me away from this, I was heading in the same direction that you were as far as like doing something in wrestling. Like I wouldn't mind being like a manager in professional wrestling or like a color commentator for MMA or something like that.
Out here managing Cora Jade. I don't think that'd be appropriate, Ray Williams. You can't mix business and pleasure, brother. But if I could snap my fingers and then just be in that position, I would really love to be like a top 5 like UFC like fighter, okay. And then like on a championship level,
and just see how that feels.
And then just turn MAGA all of a sudden because that's what they do.
Never that. Never that.
Just right in the middle of the ring, just doing the Trump dance.
They couldn't pay me enough money for that.
That's the question, because I said something about this on IG the other day. Like, there was probably a time in my life where you could have paid me enough money to be like Jason Whitlock or Sage Steele,
right?
Or the Barstool guys or Joe Rogan. There was a time in my life earlier on, maybe like fresh out of high school, fresh out of college. You could have paid me to be like the black conservative guy on some of this media stuff.
Right.
I would have did a job at it too, Ray. That's the scary thing about it. I'd have been like just being able to communicate their stupid points, but in a way that seems articulate.
Right.
Like I could have did it, Ray. But then they would like it just been me and Laura Ingraham, and Laura Ingraham would have been like, "You speak so well." Well, thank you so much, Miss Laura. I'm just here that we can bring peace in America, and everybody just needs to follow President Trump and do the right thing. Hey, if you don't have anything to hide, the cops won't have anything to do with you.
Oh no!
Like there was a time in my life, like a brief 2 or 3 year period, I think, Ray, where times was hard on the boulevard. You could have paid me to be the corporate conservative black guy.
If the $1 million man popped up, everyone's got a price.
I'd be out there with Brett Favre and Ted DiBiase Sr. and Jr. scamming the poor people of Mississippi. But like the crazy thing about people like Sage Steele and them cats, even Stephen A. Smith, who's starting to lean a little bit that way, like y'all grown. Y'all selling out like that. Like I'd understand it if you somebody on the come up. Even though that doesn't make it right, Ray, I can still understand it.
Right.
You already got money. You already had ESPN money, Sage Steele. Now you out here talking bad about these trans athletes and whatnot.
That's crazy. It's like they're doing all that stuff for like 0.01 or 0.1 of the population. It's like you're focusing on that. Meanwhile, people are getting fired from the government jobs and stuff like that. You don't worry about those people. Worry about your baby girl playing on a softball team. Like, come on, man. Just a full outrage.
She's so disappointing too, Ray. God, like, come on, Sage Steele. I remember watching you on Comcast Sports back in the day, Sage Steele. This how you repay us.
You was talking about cold pizza earlier too.
That might have been the thing too. Like that's how they would have trapped me back in the day, Ray. That's how they would have trapped me. They would have got me with a check, and then they would have sent like Sage Steele and Stacey Dash to the crib. And I'd be like Ray, I try to do the right thing, Ray, but I'm only a man. Only a man, Ray. Like, they would have caught me slipping on that one. Been on Fox News the next morning with Hannity and them.
Oh my goodness. I got to understand Stacey Dash, but man, well, okay, Sage Steele was.
Man, I'm thinking like when Sage Steele was at Comcast, right? Back in the so you talking about like 10, 15, maybe 20 years ago now. Like when Sage first like broke onto the regional scene. Because it was Sage Steele and Carol Maloney. They used to do like the late night sports desk at Comcast. It used to be Home Team Sports back in the day. It was like the channel you cheer for, Home Team Sports. Like, and the messed up part was
the home team no more.
It was all DC teams and Baltimore teams that weren't very good. The Wizards or the Bullets at the time. The Orioles, who was terrible until recently. The Commanders.
So she was from around the way. Or
that's when I first saw Sage Steele, was like on Comcast Sports. Like running the desk. Like it was her, Carol Maloney, and it's like a white dude like Jay something. Wasn't Jay Wright, but like they were really good together. And I was like, okay, Sage Steele. But yeah, they could have got me. They could have caught me slipping, Ray. Since Sage Steele and Stacey Dash with a big check and some red velvet cake. and a bottle of Negrito, it would have been on, Ray. Would have been on and popping. And that's how you feed ducks on the pond, ladies and gentlemen. Cut the music, Ray.
Where's the music?
Ray's like,
I always have
go?
trouble finding the music. All right.
Oh yeah. That's a little peek into my youth, Ray, my younger days. The psychology of the man you see before you today.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for tonight, man. Look, Ray, we did it, man. Just you and me held down the parlay for 90 minutes.
Yeah, brother. I mean, of course, it's always a pleasure getting to discuss stuff with you, and so it was cool. And again, we didn't stick to like the normal or the usual suspects as far as is concerned with us with sports or pro wrestling and stuff like that. We mixed it up a little bit, so I had fun per usual, and it's always a blast talking with you, brother Nate.
You got to mix things up a little bit, Ray. Sometimes when life sends you a deal, like when Stacey Dash and Sage Steele came with the check and the red velvet cake and the bottle of Negroni to the house, you got to look at it and be like, no deal.
No
deal. Damn, I knocked my glasses off for that joke.
Like, I see what you're trying to do, Howie Mandel. You will not, banker. You will not set me up.
That's a question I'm gonna keep in the back pocket for later. Like, what would be your slipping moment? Like, what could trap you? Like, that's a good question for later. But we gotta have more people on for that one.
Oh, indeed.
I want everybody to throw their dirty laundry on the street. Brittany Monet probably got a whole backstory about her and Adam Driver or something popping off. She love her some Kylo Ren. But this was another edition of the Parlay presented by the good people at Nefarious Media Network. Ray Williams, before we get out of here, let the people know what you got going on. Let them know about the SBF podcast, which dropped a new episode recently.
Indeed. So, of course, you can find everything that I work on right here on the Nefarious Media Network, whether it be on the Kings of Sport podcast proper, whether it be on the Parlay, whether it be on Ring Theory, which we should be having coming up in maybe a couple weeks or so, especially with WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania. We're kind of driving down right now, and we're about to hit that.
Ray missed that promo today. Ray, once we finish, I'm gonna need you to go watch that promo battle from London today with Cena and your boy Cody Devontae Rhodes. They were cooking, Ray.
Oh, we'll do. First thing I do once I get off. But you can follow me, and as Brother Nate mentioned, SBF Styles Break Fights podcast, myself, Chichi Okafor. This past episode, we talked about UFC 313, the fallout from that.
Okay.
Especially with ESPN Plus not working like it was supposed to. Things falling through with that and how they had to offer the pay-per-view for free. We talked about that. We talked about TKO getting into the boxing business with your boy Turkey from Saudi Arabia. We already know that TKO and Saudi Arabia already have their respective deals as far as with WWE and UFC respectively. Now they're trying to get into the boxing business as well. So all that and some more, even more topics that we discuss.
Did you catch the fight over the weekend?
For
the ladies. Boxing.
I have not.
It was the rematch. I'm blanking on the names now. Like the first fight was a banger. This one wasn't quite as good, but it was still a solid fight.
I know Michaela Meyer was.
Yes, Michaela Meyer. It was Michaela Meyer and was it Royal, the other lady?
I think so.
Yeah, like they had another fight. Michaela Meyer retained the title. Because this is the whole one with the backstory where Royal stole Michaela's trainer or one of her trainers. So that could have been a reality show right there.
Oh yeah,
it was a good fight. I watched it Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night on ESPN.
Yeah. Combat sports is always like that's a reality show within itself. So always something happening. Like you mentioned with the UFC, there's always different avenues that people are going in that particular sport, or at least in the UFC, there's one particular avenue that people are trying to go in that sport. So, but you can find all the stuff that we do right here on the Nefarious Media Network. And as far as me personally, I think I'm gonna be like how Big E used to be on the Field of Power podcast with the New Day. I think I'm just going to be like, hey, don't worry about me. Don't follow me. And if you follow me, unfollow me. Don't worry. We're trying to put everything in to Nefarious Media. But if you do want to follow me, I mean,
that used to be one of my favorite podcasts.
I used to love that podcast. I'm mad. I held out hope that they were going to come back with it. Especially with the things going on with Big E's injury, but of course with the split now.
It would be amazing if they brought it back now and stayed in character. like Kofi and like Big E's still a part of the show, but they did the whole time they just talking shit to each other and like still trying to do the show. It's like a little passive aggressive. Like I bet you they could find a way to make that work.
Oh, that would be very good.
Like when on the video version, like it'll just be Kofi and Xavier sitting over on one side of the table and Big E over here.
Just be like, oh well, we had to make time to be available, but Big E, you're always available. Mr. Join us as a manager. Where you been for the last?
But they always show it where like it's like two different shots. Like you got this one shot on the screen of Kofi and Xavier, then it goes to the other shot of Big E. But then when they zoom out, they're literally just sitting across the table from each other. It's like, oh, you can have that for free, fellas, if y'all want to bring it back, because that was a great podcast.
Please do.
Real quick, Ray, before I let the people know what I got, man. What's going on with this SPF extra I be hearing about, brother?
Brother, I have been slacking. My apologies, but yeah, I've been on CP time as far as releasing
the Sage still caught you slipping.
It's Sage still. No, I just been I've had like the recordings available. I need to get the time to put it together. I've just been catching up with the day job. We work for that, but yes, I will set it now. By tomorrow, we'll have the next episode of
you gave yourself a tight deadline, Ray Williams.
Yes. We will have SBF Extra number 2 coming out.
Okay.
Like I said, it'll be a retroactive preview of the NCAA
a preview and a review
wrestling championship. But before that, Ray from the future will come on with a review and then the preview. If you want to stick around for the preview, then by all means.
When did y'all record?
We recorded we recorded on the same day that I recorded SBF with Chi-Chi.
So was that before the tournament started?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not the tournament's fault.
No. It's all me.
I was like, did y'all record like right when the tournament was going on, or did you like? So y'all recorded before the tournament started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this on us.
It's on me.
I mean, it's on you, but it's we win together, we lose together, Ray Williams.
But still, it's still an exclusive for those who are following the Patreon. So
featuring Brandon from New Jersey, I believe.
Yes, indeed. So, and that's the big reason why I want to make sure that I release it, because he's just dropping knowledge on the sport of amateur wrestling.
Brandon from New Jersey, the third most popular host from Eagles Don't Hunt Flies.
Third most popular now, not even just the third. It's a ranking system now.
I mean, right now, like according to the IBF international ranking system, like it's Ring Magazine has Martin Bushby first, then Dickie Bird, and then Brandon from New Jersey. I don't make up the rankings. That's what Ring Magazine said, right?
Brandon, I did not. This is all the Nate.
So I'm guessing, obviously, you talk about the big upset with Gable Stevenson. Did you also talk about, because I caught a little bit of it, just flipping through the channels. It was one, and I think he was a freshman from North Carolina that ended up winning his weight class.
Mm-hmm.
Young black guy.
Yes. Yes.
I can't remember his name. Did y'all talk about any of the lower weight classes?
We pretty much ran through all of the weight classes, but again, I did the review afterwards, and I pretty much just talked a lot about the main match, which was Gable Stevenson versus
So you ain't show
Wyatt
our brother
Hendrickson.
from North Carolina no love, dog.
Yeah, maybe next time.
I think it was NC State.
I think it was one of those, but yes, I do remember who you're talking about though.
Because it was it was funny because the way that the commentators were talking about him, it was like they were leaning into pro wrestling stereotypical tropes when they talk about black performers. Like, I'm telling you, this kid is really athletic. He's exciting. He's got a different type of flavor about him, but don't be fooled. When he gets on that mat, it's all business. Like, why you got to do that, announcer man? Like he didn't walk up to the mat like with a boom box,
right,
rapping and dancing. Like, he walked out there just like everybody else did. Like, this kid's got a lot of flavor about him. He's got some swag.
Maybe they're maybe they're taking your five genres of black professional wrestlers, your 5 stereotypes, and now they're applying it to actual amateur wrestlers now.
But at least, like I said, he's a freshman, so he's got plenty of time. Who knows? He might be on the Olympic team in, is it 28?
Yep, 28.
He might be on the Olympic team in 28 if he keeps going.
He might be. I did speak about Antrell Taylor, who wrestles for Nebraska, who became a national champion. I did touch on him. Touched on Carter Starachi, who became a unprecedented 5-time NCAA national champion. Thank the Lord for the COVID year.
I'll say that man had some COVID years, didn't he?
Yeah. He had one. I think last year.
That's what's crazy. Like, because I was watching the women's NCAA tournament the other day, Ray, and like they talk about my girl HBL, Haley Van Lith.
Oh yeah.
But spent 2 years at Louisville. Spent 2 years at LSU. She on her 3rd team playing for TCU now. Her teammate Sedona Prince spent like 2 years at Oregon, and this is her 4th year at TCU, and she has some sketchy stuff in her personal history that we ain't gonna talk about, Ray. But it's just like, I feel like this is the final year where a lot of those COVID kids are finally being not purged. That's too harsh a word. But they're finishing up their eligibility, Ray.
Right. They're cycling out, if you will.
Yeah. They're 32 years old, still got a year eligibility left because of COVID.
And that kind of speaks to maybe on the opposite end, like a girl like Paige Beckers, who's been with UConn the entire time, and I think she had some time with injury as well, and she could have left and went somewhere else, but she stuck it out with UConn.
They're getting paid now. Like, why? Like, unless you are like, for the guys, football and basketball, like if you know you're going to be a high draft pick, yes, go. But if you're anybody else in any of the other sports, particularly women's sports, like the W is popping right now, Ray, but they're not paying like they need to be. So it's like if you were somebody like I heard somebody talking about, oh, maybe Juju should go pro. Like, why? What? Who? Like, she probably gonna make more money in her last year or two at college than she will her first year in the W. So it's like, make your money.
Yep. I feel the same way.
I need to find out if I might still have some eligibility left, Ray. I still might get out. I got one more left. Let me call up Mike Vick out here in Norfolk, man. See if I could be a walk-on, brother. Give me some NIL money.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well.
That is something we should try to do, probably. Like, we should see, because like I did interview Michael Vick when he was in high school.
Wow.
Like, I might try to see if we can reach out and get Coach Vick on the show one of these days. Even if it's just for a straight one-on-one interview, 20 minutes or whatever, and it's not part of a show proper. Like, I need to see if we can make that happen, Ray. While you were still working to try to get Diana Taurasi by the end of the year.
Oh, see, man.
We ain't forget. The people didn't forget. Diana Taurasi coming in nefarious media.
White Mamba.
White Mamba.
Yeah,
nothing racist about that.
Good thing that's not a beverage.
Diana Taurasi could serve me a Negrito with no problems. Anything for my GOAT, Ray Williams.
Anything.
I'm telling you, WNBA gonna be fun this year because I've been trying to tell people, Ray, they don't want to listen to me. Caitlin Clark is going to become the new DT, and I'm here for it. I'm here for this villain origin.
I love that. I love to see it too. I mean, again, I think I mentioned it before. We'll see if she's got. I don't want to say if she's got the toughness. She's got the toughness, but she's got like that attitude that DT has.
She got the attitude. She just she was trying to play nice that first year, I think, because she already knew she was coming in with a target on her back, and then people were already acting stupid. Like a lot of those new fans were acting stupid around her. But I think now, like year 2, Caitlin is going to be much more comfortable in her own skin, and I feel like because she's from all accounts, from all the stories I've read about her, she is like a competition maniac. Like they brought a sports psychiatrist into Iowa when she was there, and he's like, yeah, she's yelled at her own teammates. She cussed out the coach. Like she yelled at the coach. The coach was just like, okay, I guess we'll do it your way, Caitlin. Again, Caitlin Clark, I feel like she got that same type of dog that DT had, but DT was out front with it from the beginning.
Right.
I feel like Caitlin kind of got to grow into it, and when she reaches that, it's gonna be beautiful. Because then, as much as I love Angel Reese ain't gonna be the one to take out Caitlin Clark. It's gonna be white on white violence because Paige Beckers is gonna be the Cody Rhodes to Caitlin Clark's John Cena, and that's gonna be a WrestleMania moment, Ray Williams.
Oh, that'll be interesting to see. I know last year you were pining for that DT versus Caitlin Clark matchup. Now just to see Caitlin Clark versus Paige Buckets. Oh,
Caitlin Clark beat DT, and now she gets to have DT's gimmick for the next 10 years.
Yeah, hopefully Buckers comes to the Mystics, man. I might just go ahead and cop me some seats.
We'll see if your girl come back this year because I guess she finally got freed from the Mystics.
Oh, Deladon.
Elena Deladon, yeah.
Finally, man. It seemed like
it's something weird with the WNBA contract because Marina Mabry been trying to get out of Connecticut all offseason, and Connecticut is like, nah, fam. And I almost feel sorry for her, but I'm like,
your girl Marina, maybe
you could have stayed here with us.
Exactly. She was the main one who wanted to get traded, and then this is what happens when you get traded when some of the pieces don't stick around like you thought would. Don't be trying to get out.
She came to join the team, and they like, oh no, it's your team now. She's like, I didn't want this. I came to join them. Like, no, them is gone. It's you now.
Yes, it's all you. That's why we got you.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good season, man. I'm excited for it. And the ratings for the women's tournament are still good. Like their individual games aren't as high as they were last year, but overall, the tournament has more viewers this year, which is a good thing.
That is a good thing. And I think just last year it was kind of like it was a combination of things that kind of made it go off the charts when you did have. I think that was the last year of that was Caitlin's last year.
That was Caitlin and Angels last year.
Yeah. So
and then you had that great South Carolina team with Camilla and them girls, and they back again this year, Ray.
Of course. You know, Coach Dawn, she's always coaching them up. So, and like I know Notre Dame has been a force. So again, last year was just kind of like an anomaly with just like everything coming to a head, but I think
I think this year could have been maybe not as great, but still comparable if Juju hadn't gotten hurt.
That's true.
I think that did take a lot of steam out of kind of the sales, but it's still going to be exciting Final Four, I think.
Which teams are playing?
So we got South Carolina, we've got TCU, we've got I think SC made it. And then who's the fourth? UConn.
UConn. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that's the
Notre Dame.
standings currently.
Notre Dame not even in it no more.
Nah, Notre Dame got beat by TCU. I want to say. Yeah, I was going to let that slide, Ray.
All right.
This man,
I'm talking about in the future, though.
You talking about next season?
Yeah, next season. Yeah. I meant that the whole time.
Let's see. Women's Final Four. You got UCLA, South Carolina. Okay, so UCLA and South Carolina are in. Texas is playing TCU, and then USC is playing UConn.
Oh.
And 2 teams in and 2 teams that need to be decided.
Tonight?
Yeah. So USC, I'm going to say UConn beats USC, and I'm going to say TCU beats Texas. So then we'll have UCLA, South Carolina, TCU, and UConn.
Well, I think UConn USC is on now. SC is up 11-5 with 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. So still early in the game.
I'm going to say USC, not USC. I'm going to say UConn, UConn and South Carolina for the chip.
Okay. And Texas beat TCU.
Haley Van Lith, the dream is over. See if you got some eligibility left, girl.
58-47, or stick with the 3-on-3. She was taking over with the 3-on-3 stuff.
Haley Van Lith gonna try. She's like, I think I still got like a medical red shirt or something left. It's like them people at the job that still got like COVID PTO and still be trying to use it. Like, come on, man. Come on, brother.
Or like still trying when they had the unemployment, trying to drag out that COVID unemployment.
Why somebody sent me a link yesterday again? This is how misinformation and disinformation gets spread. Talking about, Trump about to come through with another stimulus.
Stop.
I said, come on, man. Like, no deal. But yeah, for me, you can check me out here at Nefarious Media Network. Sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/Nefarious Media Network. There it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's where you can support the channel. It's where you can also get over 300 hours of audio and video talking about sports, politics, pro wrestling, pop culture, all of that. You can also find me over at Post Wrestling with the NWA podcast and also maybe some other shows that may pop up during WrestleMania season. Just keep your eyes and ears peeled because Post is doing big things, man. Shout out to Karen Peterson and Kate from Montreal. They out here. I said it on Blue Sky last night, man. They out here like they on a Bird and McHale grind right now. And I'm not just saying that because they white. I'm saying it because of the proficiency of the podcast that they produce in Ray Williams. They out here doing good work, man. They just did a review of the Luna Vachon documentary. That's a really good conversation between the two of them. So I recommend people checking that out. Also, W.H. Park, Rich Fan, they out in Hell's Kitchen on these Daredevil streets, Ray. So check them out for that. I'm trying to think anything else. Oh, tomorrow night, I think I'm going to be on with Ryland Turner for Ryland Turner Sports, talking about baseball and probably some wrestling too. And then next week, we'll be back here at Nefarious with something. I don't know yet. We'll be back with something. I know it's not going to be Avengers Initiative. I know it's not going to be SBF. So that leaves either it's probably not going to be Ring Theory because I don't want to launch Ring Theory until Main. Like we really either right before or right after Mania.
Right.
So it's probably either going to be another parlay or it might be
Kings of Sport proper.
Kings of Sport coming back.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It is going to be Kings of Sport because we'll have our championship matchup set by then, I think.
That's
in
true.
the NCAA. So yeah, next week, Kings of Sport. Myself, Ray, Chris, probably, maybe a guest. We'll be back talking hoops, pro and college. Maybe some Stanley Cup playoffs if that's what Ray's into. I'm not gonna judge you, brother. And maybe some NFL talk too. Maybe Aaron Rodgers will have a home by then. Maybe the tush push will be banned by then, Ray.
That's what they're on now.
Then yeah, they trying to ban the tush push on these streets.
Now that they got a ring.
That's it. So we'll see. We'll see. Next week, Kings of Sport. We putting it down in pencil, not in pen. Gotcha. Maybe that erasable ink they used to have back in the day, which never made sense to me, right? Like, why would you make a pen that you can erase? But one thing that we are not going to erase is this network. We are over 2 months in, and we appreciate everybody for rocking with us. Follow us on all the socials that Ray posted earlier. And if you like what we're doing here, and if you're subscribed to the Patreon, share it with your friends. Let people know, because the more people that are part of this community, the bigger we can grow, and the more ducks we can feed on the pond. Ray Williams.
Yes, indeed.
So with that is going to end tonight's episode. Shout out to everybody that watched live and the people watching or listening in the future. And we'll be back next week with more from the Nefarious Media Network. So, for two-way Ray Williams, for them folks on Deal or No Deal Island, for Sage Steele, and for Stacey Dash. But most importantly, for Halle Berry. She back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
What a time to be alive. Remember, only 390 more days. If you can hold out 390 more days through all of this foolishness in the world, we're going to be in the theaters together. Not together, because that's a big-ass theater to get all of us in there. But we're going to be at theaters simultaneously around the world watching Halle Berry in this Avengers Doomsday. We just got to make it 390 more days, y'all.
Indeed.
I am the Godfather, Nate Milton, and this has been the Parley. See y'all next time. Hit the music, Ray.